Horace Danby was about 50 years old and unmarried, and lived with a housekeeper. Usually, he was very well and happy. But in summer, he got attacks of hay fever. Hay fever? What does this mean? It is an allergy. When the pollen dust from plants enters his nose, it becomes itchy, making him sneeze. He made locks. And he was successful at his business enough to have 2 workers. Everyone thought that he was a good and honest citizen. Yes, he was good, but not completely honest. 15 years ago, Horace had served his first and only sentence in a prison library. Prison library, library in prison. But why? What did he do? He loved rare, expensive books. So he robbed a safe every year. Each year, he planned carefully just what he would do, stole enough money, and secretly bought the books he loved through an agent. Now, he is walking in the bright July sunshine.
I am sure that this year's robbery is going to be as successful as all the others. For 2 weeks, I have been studying the house at Shotover Grange, looking at its rooms, its electric wiring, its paths, and its garden.
The family that lived in the house was in London. But there were 2 servants taking care of the house. This afternoon, they had gone to the movies. They would come after 4 hours. Horace saw them go, so it was the best opportunity for him. He came out from behind the garden wall, his tools carefully packed in a bag on his back.
There are about £15,000 worth of jewels in the Grange safe. If I sell them one by one, I will get at least £5,000. Enough for a year.
He had seen the housekeeper hang the key to the kitchen door on a hook outside. He put on a pair of gloves, took the key, and opened the door. He was always careful not to leave any fingerprints. A small dog was lying in the kitchen. It stirred, made a noise, and moved its tail in a friendly way.
All right, Sherry. All you have to do to keep dogs quiet is to call them by their right names and show them love.
The safe was in the drawing room, behind a rather poor painting.
Should I collect pictures instead of books? No. They take up too much room. In a small house, books are better.
There was a great bowl of flowers on the table, and Horace felt his nose tickle.
The safe is not going to be hard to open. After all, I have lived with locks and safes all my life.
Horace thought, how foolish people are when they own valuable things. A magazine article had described this house, giving a plan of all the rooms, and a picture of this room. The writer had even mentioned that the painting hid the safe. The burglar alarm was poorly built. He went into the hall to cut its wire. When he came back, as the smell of the flowers came to him again, he sneezed loudly.
What is it? A cold or hay fever?
Hay fever.
You can cure it with a special treatment, you know, if you find out just what plant gives you the disease. I think you'd better see a doctor if you're serious about your work. I heard you from the top of the house just now.
A woman was standing in the doorway, and Sherry was rubbing against her. She was young, quite pretty, and was dressed in red.
Down, Sherry. Anyone would think I'd been away for a month. However, I came back just in time. Though I didn't expect to meet a burglar.
Horace had some hope, because she seemed to be amused at meeting him. He might avoid trouble if he treated her the right way.
I didn't expect to meet one of the family.
I see what an inconvenience it is for you to meet me. What are you going to do?
My first thought was to run.
Of course, you could do that. But I would telephone the police and tell them all about you. They'd get you at once.
Of course, cut the telephone wires first. And then, I would make sure that you could do nothing for some time. A few hours would be enough.
You'd hurt me?
I think I was trying to frighten you when I said that.
You didn't frighten me.
It would be nice if you would forget you ever saw me. Let me go.
Why should I? You were going to rob me. If I let you go, you'll only rob someone else. Society must be protected from men like you.
I'm not a man who threatens society. I steal only from those who have a lot of money. I steal for a very good reason. And I hate the thought of prison. Look, I have no right to ask you for anything, but I'm desperate. Let me go, and I promise never to do this kind of thing again. I really mean it.
You are really afraid of going to prison, aren't you? I have always liked the wrong kind of people.
She picked up a silver box from the table and took a cigarette from it. Horace, eager to please her, and seeing that she might help him, took off his gloves and gave her his cigarette lighter.
You'll let me go?
Yes, but only if you'll do something for me.
Anything you say.
Before we left for London, I promised my husband to take my jewels to our bank, but I left them here in the safe. I want to wear them to a party tonight, so I came down to get them, but...
You've forgotten the numbers to open the safe, haven't you?
Yes.
Just leave it to me, and you'll have them within an hour. But I'll have to break your safe.
Don't worry about that. My husband won't be here for a month, and I'll have the safe repaired by that time.
And within an hour, Horace had opened the safe, given her the jewels, and gone happily away. For 2 days he kept his promise to the kind young lady, the promise of not doing burglary again. However, on the morning of the 3rd day, he thought of the books he wanted, and he knew he would have to look for another safe. But he never got the chance to begin his plan.
You are under arrest.
Why?
For the robbery of Jewel, at Chatover Grange.
Robbery.
Your fingerprints are all over the house.
Remember, he had taken off his gloves to offer his lighter to the lady. But why is he being arrested when he didn't do any robbery?
But the wife of the owner of the house had asked me to open the safe for her. I didn't take any jewel.
This story is nonsense. I am the owner's wife. I was in London, and I have never seen you before.
What? Then who was the pretty and young lady?
Means, the pretty and young lady was herself a thief, who pretended to be the owner of the house, and persuaded Horace Danby to open the safe for him. Horace is now the assistant librarian in the prison. He often thinks of the charming, clever young lady, who was in the same profession as he was, and who tricked him. He gets very angry when anyone talks about honor among thieves. It is said that there is honor among thieves. But in this story, one thief fooled the other,